Welcome to the world of exploration. Welcome to the world of learning. Let's start exploring. Let's start learning. This is your very own educator, guru, teacher, preacher, mentor, and a facilitator. And this is the one-stop destination, one-stop solution for all of you guys out there in order to learn, in order to bloom, in order to blossom, so we all can form a community and we can all bloom, blossom, and grow together, right? And as you all know, that English Gurukul, it's the Odyssey of education, it's the edifice of education by Sukriti Joshi ma'am, right? And you have come to the right destination, right? So what are we waiting for? Let's start with the Rattrap seller. So we are gonna study and we are gonna meet some new characters, some new people out there, right? When we dive deep into the recesses of literature or the nuances, we get to see that how we are gonna meet these characters, how we are gonna meet these people, right? And we're gonna say hi to these characters, right? How can we say that? By reading the chapter, right? Alright, so let's get into it. So the Rattrap seller is a homeless wanderer. So as I have mentioned in my previous videos as well, in my previous sessions as well, that when we refer to Rattrap seller, we can also refer to him as Rattrap seller. We can also refer to him as a vagabond. Why are we referring to him as a vagabond is because of the fact that he's a kind of a wanderer, like he doesn't have any particular place to stay in. He instead, he just keeps on wandering aimlessly, because there's aimlessly, he doesn't have any aim, where he doesn't know the direction where he is leading or where he is going to, and where is that direction gonna take him, right? So we refer to him as Rattrap peddler, we refer to him as Rattrap seller, we refer to him as a vagabond, and you'll get one more word that you'll learn, and I won't reveal that now, but yes, you have to figure it out what other word is used for him, right? Alright, so the Rattrap seller or the Rattrap peddler is a homeless wanderer who stays for a night in the cottage of the old crofter. The old crofter entertains him as a guest and trusted friend. So now we can see that how, as I've explained in my previous session, what did I explain to you? I'll just reiterate the main points, that how, the Rattrap seller used to enjoy feeling ill about, thinking ill about other people, about them falling into the rat trap, that the world has carved out for them, and he used to have this kind of innate pleasure, right? Or we can say sadist. He was a sadist, right? Why? Because he used to derive pleasure out of thinking ill. Why he used to think ill about the people who are falling into the rat trap? Because there are baits that are set for them, and then people fall in for those baits. Now those baits being money, those baits being wealth, those baits being offered in the form of obviously wealth, shelter, home, and other baits as well, right? So he's actually there's a metaphor that has been used in this title, right? It's a metaphorical title, right? The rat trap. So like we set the trap for a rat, and the rat gets trapped by keeping the cheese or the pork, right? He gets trapped. In a similar fashion, human beings, they fall into the trap by giving into the temptation, by giving up like into the temptations of the worldly desires and of the worldly pleasures that are there, right? So he now what he does is that obviously he's a wanderer, homeless wanderer. He doesn't have any home to stay in for he just wants to make both ends meet, and for that he he steals, and that's a part-time job, you can say. He basically is making rat traps. So he is doing the work of making rat traps, and therefore he's a rat trap seller or a rat trap peddler, right? And along with it, he is also doing the other work, which is stealing, which is not a work, but for him it's a part-time job, right? So which obviously one should definitely not indulge into. So he has also, if you see, he has also fallen in for a bait, for a kind of a temptation that was offered to him, right? And firstly and secondly, he again falls into the he falls in for the temptation that was offered to him, so which was in the form of money. It was in the form of 30 kroners, right? So the rat trap seller is a homeless wanderer who stays for a night in the cottage of the old crofter. And who was old crofter? Old crofter plays a pivotal role, a quintessential role. How? Because because it was the old crofter who actually entertained the peddler so in such a nice way, because earlier throughout his life nobody treated him like a proper guest, or nobody even let him in, right? Nobody offered him anything. He offered him, he played game which Majalis, right? And we get to see that he also offered him to stay with him for one day. So he stayed, and he often we get to see that how crofter, herein we get to see that how one should not trust anyone just like that, blindly. One should not have that much of trust that one just opens up about oneself, and he also opened up and he also gave him shelter, not because of helping only, but because he was also lonely. He did not have any, he was not married, so he did not have his wife obviously, and therefore he wouldn't be having any children too. So he was all alone in his cottage, and therefore he also wanted company, and he got that company through the rat trap peddler when he came. So he really entertained him and he took care of him, he trusted him, and he considered a rat trap peddler as his friend. And however, in the morning the peddler comes back, so he showed as if he's going, right, in the morning, that he has gone, right? But you get to see that how he comes back and smashes the window pane and steals the crofter's money. So we also, what do we get to see? That he comes back and he's smashes, because crofter, the old crofter had revealed that where he used to keep his money, that he used to gain, or that he used to get, right? So he used to keep it near the window pane, and therefore it even becomes easier for him to steal because it is near window. And he has told the old crofter has told everything, where he keeps his money, how he keeps his money, and about his personal life too. So, and steals the crofter's money now to avoid the public highway. Obviously he knows that he has he knows that he has basically stolen 30 kroners, 10 notes, right? 10 into 3, which makes it to 30, right? So he had stolen 30 kroners. That's a lot, right? In fact, even if one person tries to steal 10 kroners, that would also mean a lot. But for him, stealing 30 kroners from the old crofter who actually trusted him blindly, and who you know, everybody earns, or everybody gets, or everybody's, you know, trying their level best. Everybody tries their level best in order to make both the ends meet, or in order to earn money. And he just took it, he just stole it, right? Now what would happen to the old crofter? Now, would he ever, you know, trust any person again? No, he won't, right? He won't. So here he thinks that the whole world was a rat trap. And so when he gets lost, now again, it's a kind of a, if you see from the literature perspective, or from the literary lens, we do get to see that how it was a kind of a labyrinth. So he got lost in the woods, and therefore that forest represents the rat trap, wherein he had lost himself, where he had lost his soul, or the inner innate goodness, right? And therefore the baits were set, that is in the form of 30 kroner notes and 10 notes, right? And he had fallen into that trap, and therefore therefore the rat trap is the title of the chapter, right? So here he thinks that the whole world was a rat trap, and now he thinks that the whole world is a rat trap, and he himself was trapped. The bait in this case was the money he had stolen from the old crofter's house. So we do get to see that how now the money that he had stolen from the crofter's house acted as a form of a bait, right? As I've explained to you. Now, it was winter time, and he was tired. In the dark wood, there could be danger lurking around. And obviously we do get to see that how it was winter time, and obviously, you know, it was like a labyrinth. It was so deep, it was so dense, you know, within the wood, or within the forest, it was so dense out there that he started from a point and crossing each and every part of the area. He again came back to a point, and he wasn't able to figure out how he should take an exit, because if he takes an exit from the highway, he would be caught, because he has stolen 30 kroner notes, and he was afraid that he would be caught and put into prison, obviously, because he has stolen and he was a thief, right? So that way. So it was winter time, and he was tired. In the dark wood, there would be, and obviously when we are talking about the forest, as you can see, right, there could be the danger that could be lurking around all around him. As he sat down, he heard the thumping sound of the hammer from an iron mill. So again, this represents industrialization. This represents that how now he was in safe hands, that how he had come you know, to a place where nobody knows him, where nobody, you know, although he was afraid, definitely, because his inner consciousness, because you can you know, you cannot kill your inner consciousness. Somewhere in your mind, somewhere in your subconscious, you would be knowing that you have the act that you have committed is wrong. It's not right. It is the wrong path that you have chosen. So that's why he was lost. It also symbolizes that how you get lost when you know, it's not only the matter of being lost physically, but it is also the matter of being lost mentally, right? That when you choose the wrong path instead of taking the right yes or the right correct path, you are opting for the wrong way. Then what will happen to you, right? So as he sat down, he heard the thumping sound of the hammer from an iron mill. He gathered all his strength and proceeded in the direction of the sound. It was the Ramsgate iron mill. So he gathered all his strength and proceeded in the direction of the sound. And therefore he proceeded, he started walking in the direction of the sound. That means in the direction from which he could hear that sound, thumping sound, right? And he soon discovered that it was Ramsgate iron mill, right? Then, due to darkness and lot of noise of cracking of coal in the fire, the peddler entered unnoticed. And because there was a lot of noise, there was a lot of a loud noise that you could, because we are talking about industry, or we are talking about industries, or we are talking about industrialization and the factories out there, right? So what happens over there is that there is a lot of noise because of the thumping of machines and because of the making of the cracking of the coal in the fire. So when you crack the coal in the fire, it actually bursts and it makes a loud sound, right? So the peddler entered unnoticed, and therefore he took this as a kind of an opportunity in order to escape and not being noticed by anyone. So because if he would have taken the highway, he would have been noticed and then he would have been in prison, right? But now he got the best opportunity, that is to escape, to not being seen in the dark, as in the darkness of the night too, right? So everyone was busy in his work, in their work. It should have been in their work. So everybody was busy in their work when the peddler got a haughty permission to lie near the fire. He immediately lay down and went off to sleep. Now, because the peddler had been roaming, right? Because the peddler was wandering, roaming, walking non-stop, in a non-stop direction, and not knowing where the end was, not knowing where was the solution. So, and he knew that what he did was wrong, and he had fallen into the rat trap, and the baits were set for him, and he got tempted, and he committed a major sin, that we can say, if we compare it to Adam and Eve, right? So he also had fallen, right? Coming back to your textbook, that was out of your textbook, just trying to connect the dots, right? So now everyone was busy in their work when the peddler got a haughty permission. So he actually got a haughty permission and to lie near the fire. So he lied near the fire, and he immediately lay down and went off to sleep. And he went off to sleep. Why? Because he was so damn tired of walking and of, wandering in the woods, that he just lost his energy, lost his energy, yeah. And he was because of walking, he was very tired. He felt very tired, right? Then let me just erase this. Yep. So then it was Christmas Eve. That means it was Christmas evening, right? and the iron mill owner was on one of his surprise rounds to see how the work was going on. He discovers the presence of the peddler, and in the dim light of the furnace, very very important, please guys, please my dear children, my dear learners, underline it, right? Just give me a second. Yeah. And how the work was going on when he discovers the presence of the peddler, and in the dim light of the furnace mistakes him for an old friend of his. So now what happens is it's very interesting that you're gonna love it. Now you will see that how it was Christmas Eve, and the iron mill owner, the owner of that iron mill where he was actually resting and lying down, and he had laid off his hands and legs like that because he was feeling very very sleepy now. So and the iron mill owner was on of his surprise rounds, so because they had to take surprise rounds, that whether machines are working properly, people are working properly or not, everything is happening or not, or who is not. So they used to have these surprise rounds, right? Like in your schools also you do have surprise rounds by the authorities. So they take rounds so that in order to check whether everything is happening in its place, everything is happening in its order or not. So to see how the work was going on, he discovers the presence of the peddler. So now it's the point where we get to see the turning of events, right? Now he sees the presence of the peddler, and in that dim light, because the light was very dim because it was all dark, right? As I've explained you before, that it was all dark. So he discovered the presence of that peddler, of the of that person who was lying down, who was resting, right? And in that dim light, that means there was this much of light would have been there, but because of the reflection, and we get to see, you must have studied the chapter reflection and refraction. So herein you can just apply that concept of reflection. Because of that reflection coming in, and in the dim light of the furnace, he mistakes him for an old friend of his. So he mistakes him for that. He thinks that he's one of my friends. He's one of my friend that was there in the army, or that. So he starts pondering over that. Oh, he might have fallen on bad days. Oh, he might not be having enough money, and therefore he's in this position right now. So what to do? He's he's one of my friends, and he was in my good circle, like we do have friends, so we do have a circle of friends. So he was one of his good friends. That's what he thinks. That's not the reality, guys. Let me just tell you people that it was not the reality, right? Then he invites him to his home for Christmas. Then what does he do? So he invites him to his home for Christmas, but the peddler does not agree. So but what do we get to see? That the peddler does not agree. So does the peddler agree? No, he does not agree, right? So the peddler does not agree, and we do get to see that, right? But so what happens next? The master had more faith in his daughter's powers of persuasion. Now what is happening with me? Okay, as I have mentioned in my previous lecture, that who was it? Just give me a moment. Who was it? Edla Wilkinson, right? Yeah. So as I have discussed about Edla Wilkinson and how see how beautiful the picture is, so you will remember better. So how Edla Wilkinson possessed the special power of persuading people. So she could persuade anyone, like literally anyone, and nobody could say no to her. That was her speciality, right? So and she was the daughter of Iron Master, right? So the master had more faith in her, in his daughter's powers of persuasion, which is actually the skill of today's generation and today's era. In no time, Edla, the Iron Master's daughter, arrived in a carriage, and the peddler was swayed by her kind, friendly, and charming way. He agrees to go with her, and therefore he agrees. Now it's not that simple, guys, that you might think that she just came and she just, he was just swayed by her friendly and charming way. No, she also had to make use of a lot of her powers, like persuasive powers, and because she was so sweet in her nature, she was a very sweet girl. We get to see that the Iron Master's daughter arrived in a carriage. So it's not simple entry, it's done in a carriage. So in those times, in that era, we get to see that how carriages were very common, right? And she comes out from a carriage, and the peddler was swayed because she was being so kind, and she was a kind-hearted person. She was very simple, but kind-hearted, and kind and amicable person, or friendly person, and she basically persuaded the peddler time and again that if you won't come, then I will also not go. So that way, that, in a very polite manner, she just sprinkled the magic of her power, persuading power. That's what we can say, right? Then Edla notices the man was afraid and not comfortable. Now Edla, as far as her persuasion powers are concerned, we know that she was having superb persuasion powers. But apart from that, we also get to see that she was very, very intelligent. She was very naive. Now, when we say naive and when we say intelligent, she actually noticed that man was not feeling comfortable. She noticed that he was feeling uncomfortable, right? As though he had escaped from the prison, as though he had escaped from the jail. So it seemed to her that how can he be my father's friend, by his traits, by his way of talking, by his way of conducting himself. Edla could observe, because she was very observant too. So we get to see that how she observed the character traits, and she still, it was not out of the isolation part that like the old Crofton, who actually let him inside his home and who gave him shelter, because he also wanted a company, because he was all alone. He was not isolated, but he was he was living all alone, and he did not have any friend, he did not have anyone to talk to, he did not have any companion, he did not have any wife, he did not have any children. So he was all alone, and therefore he actually found out someone who he could share his personal life with, or thoughts, or the the what do we say, the personal things that one should not share, and also where he used to keep the money, right? So he shared everything with basically him. But Edla was very intelligent, was a very intelligent girl, and she noticed that he doesn't seem to be my father's, friend who was there in he was a part of such a prestigious, she figured it out, but still she she kept on persuading, and she kept on persuading and मनाती रही बार बार कि यार वही persuasion ही होता है, that you should definitely come because it's Christmas Eve and you should definitely celebrate it with us, because she was a very kind-hearted person again, and being an understanding person also, she could understand, and therefore she invited him, right? He was given a fur coat to cover himself. Not feeling easy in his heart, he went off to sleep. So now he was given a fur coat. Now can you imagine a person who not having enough means to make his ends meet, also by stealing, by being a thief, and by being a rat trap seller, to now having a fur coat. Can you imagine the difference in the two worlds that we get to see? Now, not feeling easy in his heart, we went off to sleep. Next morning, when he came down for breakfast, his true identity was revealed in broad daylight. So now next morning what happens is something that is very, very astonishing, especially for the Iron Master. Why? Because now, as I have mentioned in this lecture only, that we have spoken about industrialization, right? We have spoken about the factories and industries around which he actually, when he was lost in that labyrinth, he could not find, basically it's all about, he could not find himself physically as well as mentally where he had gone wrong. He knew that where he had gone wrong, but he could not figure it out what to do now, right? And now next morning, obviously when he had taken bath and when he had changed his clothes, so, and it seemed to everyone that he was very dirty, and he had not taken he was very dirty and shabbily dressed, but earlier the old master thought that it might be because of his poor days, because he has fallen on to like bad times. But now in daylight, obviously everything was revealed in broad daylight, that he is not the same person that the Iron Master mistook him to be as his comrade friend, right? He wasn't that person. Now the Iron Master, now see, the Iron Master. So the Iron Master was not happy and wanted to take the matter with the sheriff. Now sheriff, and so we get to see the sheriff. So sheriff, who wins? Sheriff. Now what is it? What do we mean by a sheriff? Basically police. So you get to see sheriff, police. Just kidding. So at this peddler said he was not willing to come and had not cheated them in any way. So now what is the point of view? ठीक है, POV क्या है? POV पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है, ठीक है? एक्रोनिम बना दिया है, इससे आप याद कर सकते हैं, ठीक है? Now, so at this point we get to see that, what do we get to see? That he was not willing to come. His point of view was that obviously I wasn't willing to come. I did not say that take me to your home or I am willing to, or I approached you directly that I want to be at your home, that I want to go to your home. No, did I say that? No, it wasn't my decision, it was yours. It was your decision, right? So he told about the world being a rat trap. Now he gave his explanation and definition and logical or logical or philosophical. Let's say philosophical. Let's say philosophical. So, one second, let me just erase this. Yeah, let me write down. So, let's say philosophical. So, he also told about the world being a rat trap, and all of us get trapped. So imagine that this is the world being a rat trap, and all of us get trapped sooner or later. So that all of us get trapped. These are the baits, suppose these are the baits that are set, and all of us get trapped in this rat trap sooner. Some people fall soon, like this. Some people fall early, some people fall later on, but all of us will fall sooner or later into this rat trap that has been created by for us, right? Wait a second. Where is me? Wait a second. Where's the water bottle? Yeah. Wait a second. Can I drink water? Of course I can. Yeah. Sorry, pardon. Yep. Wait, let me just erase everything. Yes, then Edla had sensed the truth already, and she wanted to give him a day of peace and yeah. So Edla had sensed the truth already, and she wanted to give him a day of peace, that Christmas, so that he could enjoy at least one day in their company. Now, what happens is, try to understand. Now, Edla had sensed the truth, so she could figure it out that she was the one, her father was the one who actually had brought him, and it was not vice versa. He did not even ask once, and he in fact again and again, when the Iron Master, when Iron Master was trying to bring him home, or when Edla Williamson was trying to bring him home, what was happening was that we could see that it was them who were trying to convince. It was them who were trying to persuade, not vice versa. It was never ever for once did the peddler say yes, or yes, that I am ready to go, or I want to go to your home, or I would like to visit your home. Never ever did he say that. He was in fact again and again refusing to the fact that he will not go, he will not go, he will not go, he's not interested in going. Let him stay in the way he is, in the condition he is in, right? So Edla had sensed the truth, so she could sense the reality. She could see the reality and the truth behind his words, right? Already. And she wanted to give him a day of peace, and she really wished, she wanted to give him gift. Basically it was a kind of a gift. She wanted to gift him a day of peace, because she knew that when she observed initially also that she wanted to give him a peace. She wanted to give him peace. How could she give him peace? She could give him peace by giving him that sense of satisfaction and the sense of tranquility that he actually had never ever seen or witnessed, right? By celebrating and by being amongst people who actually took care, not people, I would say Edla, who actually took care of the Rattrap peddler, of the Rattrap seller, right? So she fed him, and the peddler did nothing but eat and sleep. So what was she doing? She fed him. So she basically fed him with very nice cookies, with very nice food, right? Suppose this is pizza, this is roti, this is noodles or rice and chawal rajma, whatever, right? So she fed him. I'm just giving you the example so that you can relate. So she fed him, and the peddler did nothing. So peddler, what was he doing at that point of time? He was doing nothing. Rather he was doing only one thing. And what was that? That was to sleep and to eat. To sleep and to eat, right? That was the only thing that he was actually doing. To sleep and to eat. To sleep and to eat. So he was eating and sleeping. He was eating and sleeping. Again eating and again sleeping. Again eating and again sleeping. This thing was being repeated time and again, right? Right. Next. So she treated him with respect and kindness. She treated him as a human only. So she had humane like qualities in her, and she treated him like a human only, not as a kind of a person who is so basically we are talking about, like, we can have a deeper realization from literature lens. That is, she was not treating him like a mechanical machine or a robot, like other people used to do at that point of time. Rather, she was treating him like a human, with humane like qualities in her, right? So next morning, when they were away for Christmas service, so they were away because it was a special time. That was Christmas. It was a day that is meant for giving and celebration, you know, it's a day of celebration altogether in totality. So next morning when they were away for Christmas service, the peddler got up and left at the church, right? So what happened now? Now what happens next? Tell me what could have happened. Did he steal? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. No, that's the turning point that we see. No, this time he did not steal. The peddler got up and left, but this time he did not steal. As you can see, this is the best image that can describe the rat trap. So herein the money is there. Suppose these were the 30 kroner notes, 30 kroner notes, and he was the rat trap seller, right? Or the rat trap peddler, or the vagabond. Right? And he fell in for this money, 30 kroner notes, and therefore he got caught. In the prison, in the rat trap, right? But this wasn't the case. This time he did not steal. This time something was amazing, something that was beyond one's imagination had happened, something that was incredible in nature. Everyone was talking about the theft. Now everyone was talking about what? Theft. कि उसने चोरी कर ली होगी यार, कैसा रखा है आप देखा मैंने कहा था. सो ये किसका हो सकता है डायलॉग? ये ओल्ड क्राफ्ट दिमाग में आ रहे हैं. सो बेसिकली ये किसका हो सकता है दिमाग में कि क्यों हमने उसको अपने घर में रखा? आयरन मास्टर का, है ना? So basically over here what are we talking about? We are talking about that how Iron Master felt now that obviously we were so foolish and Edla had made such a foolish decision of keeping him inside our home, inside our house, inside our home. It would be better to make use of home. He now must have taken I don't know how many things, and Edla and me both are responsible. And why did I say yes to Edla's decision? Why did I say why didn't I say no to Edla's decision? Why did she do that? Why did she, you know, why did she give him, why did she want that peace to be given to him? Now our peace has been, you know, our peace has been taken away, and now our sanity has been taken away from us. So that was the kind of thoughts that he was getting, right? And that was the case that he was actually explaining it to Edla, and Edla was also, you know, now feeling guilty, you know, that, you know, why did she how could she, you know, make such wrong decision and wrong observation about a person, and you know, how can the kindness not be kindness can be taken for granted? So now both of them were in that state of doubt, right? That what all things he might have taken from their home. So everyone was talking about the theft at the crofter's house, but by a tramp peddler, by a trap, right? By a tramp peddler, rat trap peddler, it should have been, yeah. Then Edla, after learning about the theft, became sad. Now, as I have explained, that she became sad now. So both of them, they were, both the Iron Master as well as Edla, they were in doubt, right? So उन दोनों के दिमाग में यही डाउट था कि क्यों रखा, ठीक है? एंड हमारी काइंडनेस का ये हमें लाइक नतीजा मिला. हम तो आए थे क्योंकि what had happened was that both of them, they had gone to church because it was Christmas time, right? And it was a time of celebration, and all the good things would happen on Christmas Day, Santa Claus and everything, you know, everything that has to happen for the best has to happen, especially on Christmas. So, you know, Edla, after learning about the theft, became sad. But her father was wondering about the things that would have been stolen by the time they reached home. So he was worried, he was, you know, anxious, he was perplexed by the fact that what all things would have perished because of the Rattrap peddler. Because he considered him to be a thief by now. So on reaching home, they were told that the peddler had already left. Now they reached home. Now, what happens next? Next in the story is that on reaching home, they were told that the peddler had already left. So now they were like, what has happened now? What should we do? So but now the next thing that is gonna surprise you guys, that is gonna surprise my learners, is that he had not, who, I want you to answer, please. So that is the Rattrap peddler, had not taken anything with him but a small package. But a small package was left behind. But a small package was left behind. Yes. Was left behind for Edla. So this was left behind for Edla. This is A, right? EDLA, right? For Edla as a Christmas present. So rather than taking something from their house, rather than stealing something from their house, he actually gifted them what he actually could afford. And what he could afford was the Rattrap that he used to make. And apart from that, you won't believe that he also left one note. So he left one note, right, which was specifically written for Edla. And he also left something else. Apart from so, he left one Rattrap because he could only, he had only that that as a kind of a gift to give. He possessed that as a possession, as a thing that he could give it to someone, and that is a very special thing. It doesn't matter how much expensive the thing is. The thing that matters is that what is the intention behind giving that gift, right? And on this very special occasion, that is Christmas, he gave the Rattrap as well as the note, as well as 30 kroner notes. Okay. 30 kroner notes that he had stolen from the old crofter. So on opening the package, Edla gave a cry of joy. Yes! 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 Now, what happened now? So it was like on opening the package, Edla gave, just give me a moment. So on opening the package, Edla gave, so it wasn't a package like that, a packet like that, or gift like that that she's holding, but it was a kind of a rat trap that you get to see. So on opening the package, Edla gave a cry of joy. Now, why would she be, so elated? Why would she be feeling so elated and, ecstatic? She was feeling ecstatic and elated because there was a small rat trap with 3 10-kroner notes in it. That's why I told you in the very beginning that when we are multiplying 10 into 10 into 10, it will make it to 30. So there were 10 3-kroner notes. So don't get confused, because this is the one note of 10 kroner rupees. This is not rupees, 10 kroner. Kroner is the currency, right? So kroner is basically the currency, so it's the name of the currency. So again 3, so 3 notes were there of 10 kroner notes. 3 note थे 10k 10k. Just remember it like that there were 3 10 kroners, and when you total it in totality, it makes it to 30 kroners, right? So he wanted the money to be returned to its rightful owner. So what he wanted was, so now he wanted the money to be returned to its rightful owner. He wanted the old crafter should be given those 30 kroner notes, because he wanted that kind, because he was transformed. We get to see he was there's this metamorphosis that happens in this lesson, in this chapter. That is because of Edla. That is because of the kind nature, because of the kind-hearted nature that Edla possesses, or because of the soft nature, because of the tender nature that Edla has. It actually transforms, so we can say that it can actually transform a criminal into a good human being. That actually, in reality, there's this innate goodness that resides within us, but because of, as a result of the consequences, or as a result of people's actions, sometimes because there is this because people aren't so nice, they aren't so kind, so we tend to become a person that we are not, right? But herein, because of the goodness, innate goodness, inner goodness, and kindness of Edla, that despite knowing his flaws, despite knowing that how he had not spoken the truth, but still he was kept at her home, and despite knowing everything about him, she kept him, right? So he wanted the money to be returned to its original. He was actually transformed to its rightful owner. He thanked Edla. So we get to see that how he thanked Edla, for treating him so nicely. So it was all because of Edla. It was all because of Edla, right? Alright, so for now, that was it. I know, and I am pretty sure that you loved my lecture. So please, guys, do support my channel. Do like my channel. Do share my channel, and do subscribe to my channel, right? So with having said that, this is Sukriti Joshi ma'am signing off, right? So hi guys, so this is Sukriti Joshi ma'am signing off. Please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you liked it, then hit the subscribe button, and along with it you have the notification button as well. And when you will click on that notification button, the bell icon, you will get 3 options. You have to select all, so that you get notified for each and every video that I upload. Till then, happy learning, and let's all learn together, let's all grow together, let's all bloom together, and let's all blossom together. This is Sukriti Joshi ma'am from English Gurukul, the Odyssey of Education, the edifice of education.